Hey everybody, Shane from BD Diesel again, and we're going to talk about Hemi Ram manifolds. Now, you guys, or many of you probably know about our 2009 to current Classic Series manifolds for your classic Ram DS body style truck with the Hemi in it. And you know all about the manifold tick, and you know all about our the benefits of our heavy duty manifolds and bolted spacers. Now, many of you also talk about how, hey, I have a DT truck or a new body style truck, like the one right here, and why don't your manifolds fit? Well, these trucks actually changed some of the details about how the manifolds fit on the vehicle and the exhaust runs. Research has told us that these trucks have prolific manifold problems, just like the prior generation truck, even though they're new and exciting. I can show you a few things about that. We've got, come around here this other side. I've got the passenger side stripped down already. It's pretty straightforward, didn't actually take that long. Driver's side's a little bit more pain in the butt, but got it all out. You can see manifolds out, and here's the nice ports and everything, wonderful. It's actually not so bad. I was sort of worried a little bit about how snuggled the firewall got on these trucks compared to the prior ones, but not so bad, not bad. So on the bench here I have the manifold. Here it is in its rusty glory. And you can see it already has, I know the bench isn't like totally flat, but you know, bench is pretty flat. And you get the point. This thing's pretty horrifically wibbly wobbly. If you look at the edge of the bench here, whoa, warped. Pretty classic. So one of the things sort of worth noting is Chrysler in their Mopar Glory have a fix. And there's a TSB out on, you come back with your manifold ticking on your DT series truck, and they tell the department to put on, tell the service department to put on all new parts and the fixed plates. And it seems to be, so these plates go on like this on the truck, and then all your bolts go through like so. So then what happens is it does sort of seem to get you like a little bit thicker, like a little bit longer stud length, which is good. But this truck, evidently, none of this helped. So what we have here is to get rid of all this warped junk, and we have our 3D printed Hemi manifold. So part of our design process is we use some CAD, we create some CAD, we look at how the OEM manifold flows, we look at some of the thicknesses everywhere, the casting, and some of the characteristics of the strength and things we're concerned about, and then we create a preliminary design which we will take to our flow bench and flow and make sure everything works as we should, do some comparisons in real life to validate our computer data that we've created. Once we're happy with that, then we'll get a real truck in the bay here in the research and development department, and we will do some test fitting to ensure that everything fits as it should before we make real ones. So as you can see here, the new manifold will have bolts and spacers to help the stud breaking problem, just like the DS series bodies, same. And they'll do just like you guys all know, just like the other manifolds we make for these Dodge half tons, the heat shield mounts will be moved away from the exterior bolts and be moved onto their own mounts, just like so, just like that kind of deal. So if this all goes well, then we will move forward to getting tooling and castings made. So without further ado, let's try and poke it on the truck. You leave the fun stuff to... So after a little bit of dinking around and... What's wrong with dinking? Okay, after a little bit of horsing around on this DT Ram and some finagling, there it is. There's our 3D printed manifold. And we do this to ensure that we have nice fitment and that our users and customers aren't going to experience installation trouble. We try our best to make the part, you know, convenient to install. I mean, sometimes these late model trucks are a little bit tricky and there's no way around it, but we try our best to be cognizant and aware that design choices we make aren't going to affect fitment challenges. So I have the heat shield off right now just so we can see everything and we can make sure that there's clearance around everything and none of the thickness we've added anywhere is going to be an issue, which doesn't look like it's going to be an issue here. And you can see we have all our bolts and spacers on, and everything's all snugged up so that it's accurate. We got the exhaust gasket in. The biggest difference between these DT series body trucks, the new body style, and the DS body trucks, is the outlet angle here. As some folks have attempted to put the old style manifold on these newer trucks and it bolts in, you're like, sweet, great, but then the exhaust doesn't line up at all. So that's the biggest difference between these manifolds and the prior body style. So we got it all lined up nice. The other side is just being tied up right now, so we haven't pulled the exhaust up yet. But we'll get the heat shield on here and make sure it all fits nice and get the exhaust all pulled on, and then we should be good to go. Once we validate everything and fitment here is good, then it's just off to the foundries to make some sweet product. So keep an eye out. These should be coming around the bend any day now for you.